In this video, we will walk through the measurements and an example score calculation for the 2025 Science Buddies Engineering Challenge. We have a separate video that introduces the challenge objective and all of the rules. If you haven't watched that video yet, please go watch it before you proceed with this video, as we won't be repeating all of the rules and details here. The first thing you'll need to do when testing your rocket and rocket catching device is measure the fall distance. This is defined as the vertical distance between the lowest point on the rocket at the start and the topmost or highest point on your device. You will probably drop your rocket from much higher than this. I'm just holding it low enough so everything fits in frame on the camera here. There are two ways to find this distance. One is to measure it directly. This method might be easier if you have two people. One person to hold the rocket at the start, and another person to hold a ruler, tape measure, or meter stick in the air to measure the distance from the highest point on the device to the bottom of the rocket. Alternatively, you can measure two different distances from the floor and subtract them to find the fall distance. You can measure the distance from the floor to the bottom of the rocket at the start. This is your rocket's start height. You can also measure the distance from the floor to the top of your device. This is your device height. You can then subtract the device height from the rocket's start height to find the fall distance. After your rocket has landed, you need to confirm that the lowest point on your rocket is at least 10 centimeters from the ground. Now, depending on how you built your device, the lowest point on the rocket might not be visible, but in this case, I can look inside the cone and then line up an external marker like my finger, or I could make a mark on my device with a pen or pencil to show where the lowest point on the rocket is and confirm that it is more than 10 centimeters from the ground. I also need to confirm that my rocket's body is at an angle of more than 45 degrees from horizontal. And don't worry if you haven't taken a geometry class or learned about angles or degrees yet, there is a very simple way to measure that. First, cut a piece of paper into a square so all sides are the same length. Then, fold that square piece of paper in half diagonally. This is going to make a triangle with two 45-degree angles. So if I place this triangle on the ground so the bottom edge is horizontal, the long or diagonal edge is going to form a 45-degree angle with the ground. I can hold this triangle up to my rocket's body, keeping the bottom edge of the triangle horizontal or parallel to the ground, and compare the angle or incline of the rocket's body to the angle of this diagonal edge to confirm that the rocket is inclined more than 45 degrees. So in this case, I can see that my rocket is inclined more than 45 degrees, but for example, if my rocket had landed like this, that would be less than 45 degrees and it would not count as a vertical landing. After you have measured the fall distance, confirmed that the lowest point of the rocket is more than 10 centimeters from the ground after landing, and that the rocket's body is at an angle of more than 45 degrees after landing, you're ready to count all of the materials you use so you can then calculate your score. So, for example, in this design, I have a single sheet of cardboard, I have tape, and I have 3 pieces of paper. The piece of paper used for the main rocket body does not count. You also have the option of using a cardboard paper towel tube or toilet paper tubes for the rocket body. They do not count towards your material cost. Only materials used to build your device and to add to the rocket body count. So in this case, for my rocket catching device, I have 2 separate pieces of paper. And then for the rocket body, I added a nose cone with a 3rd piece of paper. Note that you always count the entire sheet, even if you cut it and only use part of it. So even though this nose cone is nowhere near 1 complete sheet of paper, that still counts as an entire sheet for 1, 2, 3 sheets total. I also have 90 centimeters of string that I have measured here, used to help hold the rocket catching device vertical. I did not use any paper clips in this design, so now that we have tallied all of the materials, we are going to switch over to the score worksheet to walk through an example calculation and find the score. You can download a copy of this worksheet from the Science Buddies website. The first thing we'll need to do is enter our rocket's fall distance in centimeters. Now, if you measured directly in centimeters, then you can just enter that distance right here. If you measured your start height and device height, as shown earlier, you will need to subtract those first and then enter your distance in centimeters. If you measured in inches, you need to convert to centimeters before you use the number to calculate your score. So for purposes of this example, we're going to say that I measured a fall distance of 3 feet or 36 inches. And to convert that to centimeters, I am going to multiply it by a conversion factor of 2.54. So using a calculator to do the math, 36 inches times 2.54 gives a fall distance of 91.44 centimeters. So that is the value I am going to enter up here, 91.44. Next, I am going to scroll down, and there is a table that you can use to help calculate your total materials cost. So first, in the number you used column, I am going to write the quantity that I used for each material and make sure that I do not go over the maximum allowed. This is something you would need to check before building your device to make sure you did not go over the maximum allowed quantity for each material. So for paper, as we discussed earlier, I used 3 sheets. Again, I am counting whole sheets even though I cut some of them smaller and did not use the entire sheet. For cardboard, I used 1 sheet. And I mentioned that I used 90 centimeters of string, but for string, we need to round up to the nearest meter. So a meter is 100 centimeters, and 90 centimeters is therefore going to round up to 100 centimeters or 1 meter. So I'm going to enter 1 meter here for my string. And finally, I did not use any paper clips, so I'm going to enter a 0. Next, I am going to multiply the number of each material that I used times the point value for that material. So 3 sheets of paper times 3 points per sheet is going to be a subtotal of 9. 1 piece of cardboard times 5 points per sheet is going to be a subtotal of 5. 1 meter of string times 2 points per meter is going to be a subtotal of 2. And 0 paper clips times anything, it doesn't matter what the point value is, but 0 times 1 is going to be 0. I am then going to add up the values in the subtotal column to get my total material cost. So that's 9 plus 5 plus 2 for a total material cost of 16. Next, I'm going to continue to scroll down and calculate my total score using this equation. Fall distance in centimeters minus total materials cost equals total score. So double checking the fall distance in centimeters I entered up here. That is 91.44. And my total materials cost is 16. So when I subtract that from 91.44, I get a total score of 75.44. We are then going to round that to the nearest whole number. So the score submission on the Science Buddies website will not accept decimals. You need to enter an integer. So in this case, this score is going to round down to a final score of 75, which is what I would enter on the Science Buddies website when submitting my score. Please remember that this video is just an example of how to take measurements and calculate your score. Please visit the Science Buddies website for complete contest rules, eligibility, and entry information. Thanks, and good luck with the 2025 Science Buddies Engineering Challenge.